How's it going? Welcome back to another show. This is You Made Roscoe, and I am Roscoe. And today I got my partner in crime with me. I got Peeps in the building. How you feeling, my dude?
What's going on, Roscoe? Roscoe Village. Happy Monday to y'all.
Yeah, yeah, man. And let me send my happy Mondays out too. And me and Peeps today we're gonna be checking out a video that is titled "Star Spangled Banner as You've Never Heard It." And this was actually suggested to me by Carolyn Buffano. So Carolyn, I do want to say much love to you. I appreciate you big time, and thank you for suggesting that we check this out. And before we get into it, I do want to ask for anybody who hasn't that they please subscribe to the channel and also make sure you hit the notification bell. And now that I've said that, me and Peeps, we gonna go ahead and dive in. So let's do this.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the National Anthem. It is our song as an American. We go, however, to a ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious conflict with the mother country, Britain. Because of this conflict and the protractedness of it, they had accumulated prisoners on both sides. The American colonies had prisoners and the British had prisoners. And the American government initiated a move. They went to the British and they said, let us negotiate for the release of these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man out to discuss this with you. They were holding the American prisoners in boats about 1,000 yards offshore. And they said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. He will come out and negotiate to see if we can make a mutual exchange. On the appointed day, in a rowboat, he went out to this boat and he negotiated with the British officials. And they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis. Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men. And he said, men, I've got news for you tonight. You're free. He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage to the shore, the admiral came and he said, we have a slight problem. He said, we will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter. And Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, he said, tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry? He said, we're going to remove it from the face of the earth. He said, how are you going to do that? He said, if you will, scan the horizon of the sea. And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots. And he said, that's the entire British war fleet. He said, all of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said, the war is over. These men would be free anyway. He said, you can't shell that fort. He said, that's a large fort. He said, it's full of women and children. He says, it's predominantly not a military fort. He said, don't worry about it. They said, we've left them a way out. And he said, what's that? He said, do you see that flag way up on the rampart? He said, we have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. And we'll know that they've surrendered, and you'll now be under British rule.
Let me stop this for a second. First of all, had you ever heard this story before?
No, actually, I haven't.
I haven't either. I haven't either. At least I don't remember being told this whole part of history, But that's a crazy ultimatum to make right there. To actually, to say, first of all, you've agreed to free these captured Americans. Y'all supposed to be exchanging prisoners, but then you throw in this uh, curveball, if you will. How do you feel about what we've heard up to this point?
I'm interested to see if it's a bluff. I mean, by me, never hearing this story, this is like all fresh to me, and that's cool and all, man. But I don't know, maybe it's a bluff. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not bluffing, he's right. If he bringing basically at the time the British were like the shit when it came to naval combat. You know what I'm saying? During that era, that's one of the things that made them a superpower. You know what I'm saying? And if they were coming in with their full navy, yeah, they were going to scorch earth on their ass, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see
Yeah,
what happens.
no, let's do that because that's kind of crazy. And knowing that, or if the guy that's telling him that's being made the ultimatum to, he's telling them that those ain't even soldiers there that you finna bomb. Like those are women and kids mostly. And he still like just lower the flag and or else, So that is crazy. But let's see what else we got going.
Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen. And they said, how many ships? He said, hundreds. The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top and he said, men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, tell us where the flag is. What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling, every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb, and Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, it's still up. It's not down. The admiral came and he said, your people are insane. He said, what's the matter with them? He said, don't they understand this is an impossible situation? Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said the thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees. The admiral said, we have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down. He said, we don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly again and again and again, and yet it's still flying. We don't understand that. But he said, now we're about to bring every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point. Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful. All that he could hear was the men down below praying. The prayer, God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it. Sunrise came. He said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough there stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds. The flagpole itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top. Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened. And what he'd found had happened was that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits. And when it had fallen, but men, fathers, who knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground, although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and held it up humanly until they died. Their bodies were removed and others took their place. Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle were patriots' bodies. He penned the song, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say..."
I'm gonna stop it for a second. I'll push it back just a tiny bit. But I was listening as the narrator is telling the story, and how he was telling the story, how he kind of incorporated parts of the Star Spangled Banner in there when he started speaking of the rocket's red glare and all these different phrases he was using, and now that you hear this story, it's funny how this all came together. But what's your thoughts on this up to this point?
Just how crazy it is for people. I always said that the most dangerous thing in this world isn't a bomb, it isn't a gun, it isn't a knife, it's an idea. The most dangerous thing in this world is an idea.
Yeah.
And if this story is true, and you had men literally taking dead bodies and throwing them back and holding up the doggone pole and the flag so that it continues and get bombarded for like what, damn near 6 hours by the greatest naval power in the world. They were dying for an idea. You know what I'm saying? And that's a prime example of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But would you say that would you constitute that as like a bad thing, or?
It could definitely be morphed into a fanatical idea. You know what I'm saying? Ideas can go either way. It depends on who is conjuring that power from that idea. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said that the idea of America is a beautiful thing. Live how you want to live as long as you ain't hurt nobody. Do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody. But it's the human aspect. The ideas will always be an idea can be perfect, but man isn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we find ways to fuck up, boy.
Right. Yeah. And me myself, I think that it was I think in this particular case, when you speak of dying for an ideal or an idea, I think this was something symbolic that that these people who were dying, or but right before they were getting ready to die, they knew what they were. They knew what they was up against. They knew what they was putting their life on the line for, and you couldn't be mad at them definitely because this was about somebody who's invading you or trying to attack something that you believe in. And if you're not fighting for what you believe in or willing to die for what you believe in, then why believe in it? You know what I mean? So these people who died, they were sold on America as everything that it was supposed to be, everything that they were told that it was supposed to be, um, the promise of greater, all that good stuff. So these people were sold on that stuff, and I commend them. I mean, it's just crazy. We gotta hear the rest of this, but I really think it's crazy that these bodies were the ones that were holding up that flag. I knew because I was thinking like, how is the flag still standing? If they like, let's point the cannons right at this spot. So
And you got to remember, man, they was bombarding it for hours, and you know what I'm saying. I'm like, what is this? Some sort of supernatural thing?
right,
And
right,
it wasn't a supernatural thing, but this is how the psychology of it works. To the British, this might be something supernatural. Wow. Like, we tried to destroy that flag, we tried knocking it down, and we just couldn't. Like, and
hmm
we gave it everything we got. And, that's how legends are made. You know what I'm saying? But it wound up coming off of the lives of people who believed in that idea.
yeah, yeah. No, that's perfectly stated right there. But yeah, no, it is psychological though. If you putting everything into taking it down, and like it's not supposed to be standing, and yet it's still standing. This story is like the story of Rocky. Like there was no way you were supposed to be Apollo, no way you were supposed to be Clubber Lang, no way you were supposed to be Drago, and here you are still standing. You still standing, and that was messing with them every single time. Every single
Right.
time. It's like this dude is back up.
Especially Creed.
Huh?
Especially Creed.
Yeah.
Creed literally trained the man up so that he could be better, so that he could beat dudes, so that he could fight him again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's nuts, man. But you're exactly right. It is like that. America is the story of Rocky. Well, Rocky is the story of America. You know.
It is Rocky, and now I see the love affair with Rocky back. Now I get it now.
Philadelphia and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
For
it's
real.
it's America.
Pretty much.
I get it now. Let's keep this going.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The debt was demanded, the price it was paid.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the red so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That ain't I don't know if that's the end, but they know they could have popped the Whitney Houston version in that, but let me see if that's really the end of it. Hold up.
The land of the free and the home of the brave.
Is the Lord. All right. All right. Let me put us back big. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the Star Spangled Banner, as you've never heard it. And Peeps, what's your thoughts on what we just checked out, bro?
All I can say is America. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? That ended, man. All I could think about was fucking Eagles and beer and F-16 fighter jets and shit, man. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
American Pie,
You know what I'm saying? Like, this country, man, it's got its demons.
Mhm.
But I dare anybody to go to any country that you want to go and grab and go through its history and see don't it got demons in its closet as well.
Every
You know
single
what I'm saying? Like
every
anywhere where there's humans, I know I'm digging on humans and you Homo sapiens out there,
right,
but we fuck shit up. Like no matter where we are, we find a way to fuck some shit up.
right,
But this country, man, like is crazy, son. Like just the United States alone, man. Like we got 4 different time zones. We got 2 oceans on the both sides of us. We if you don't like cold weather, tundras and snow blizzards and shit, you can go down to Florida and get hurricanes and shit. You know
right.
what I'm saying? If you want to get desert and dry air, we got Arizona over there. Like you want to be depressed, go to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Like we got like some of everything here, man. And you know what I'm saying? To be blessed to be born within this time frame and have the opportunities that we do have, man. I think we don't appreciate it enough sometimes. But it's still everything is a work in progress. Mankind is a work in progress. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, if I'm saying anything, I'm saying America. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Word, word. No, I feel that. I feel that, and it's crazy for me and how my thoughts on the flag and all of that have kind of evolved because I remember thinking at one time as a kid, like, who dies for a cloth? I never put the real stock into what that cloth meant because I was a kid. But then as I get older, you understand the history, the good and the bad of this country, and you understand like everything that's been sacrificed in the name of the flag and what it means and what it stands for and all that. I've definitely gained a whole nother appreciation, and this video helped me to gain that much more of an appreciation for it because of this. This would have to be the initial attack on the flag and that people and the people who believed in it, and these people like they said no. When they was first told to lower the flag, they said no. When people attacked them, and were in the midst of killing them, they sacrificed bodies and lives to make sure, like, I don't care what happened to me, but this flag gonna stay standing. You know what I mean? And like you pointed out, I was gonna call you Silk. Oh my goodness. And shout out to Silk because Silk actually is one of those people that fought for the country. So
Yeah.
yeah, and our boy Sil. We got
And still,
we got veterans in our crew.
yeah.
We got veterans in our crew, but yeah, no, everything that was sacrificed and all that. So and everything you said too about the country and how all these different things are happening, but good, bad, ugly, we are all one people, all one nation. And when the shit starts to hit the fan, that's when we really start to realize. I just wish that it would be more like that all the time. You know? Not just when like somebody turned and want to get crazy on us, whether it be the Ruskies, you know what I mean, and they want to get ignorant, and now it's like everybody all in. Whether it's when we was dealing with the Middle Eastern factions that was once our friends and now they wasn't, so all these people. But yeah, no, in the times of desperation is when we start to realize like we all one, and I wish that would be more of a thing all the time. That's all. But I love this country. I always have. Like, I still haven't at this point never visited outside of the country, even though I do want to do it. But I had a mindset at first like America's so great, ain't nothing greater to see outside of this mug. You know what I mean? I know there's Paris and the Eiffel Tower, and I know that there's the Sphinxes in Africa somewhere, and all these beautiful things that's happening all across the world. But I was like, man, a lot of those people have come here. I've interacted with a lot of different races of people who have been here in the country and heard, just like you said, all the horror stories from all these different places. It's like, boy, I ain't going nowhere else. America is great. I'm gonna sit here and watch a baseball game. That's all I'm gonna do. So yeah, no, just really good stuff. I like this video a lot, and thank you, Carolyn, once again for suggesting that we check this out. Um, but me and Peeps, we gonna go ahead and get going. Before we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. Um, I don't know what playlist to put this in. Actually, I'm gonna just put it in. I do have a reaction show playlist, and I'll put it in there. And because I was gonna put it in entertainment, but this is deeper than that. So I'll put it in reaction show, the reaction show playlist. So that's where you'll find this at. We do have playlists for other things. A lot of that stuff is music based, but as you can see, we do some other things outside of that realm. So whenever you get a chance to check out any of the playlists on this page, please do that. Cash App, $ you made Roscoe, PayPal at you made Roscoe for those who like to show their support or appreciation. Any donations, you're going to make them at one of those two spots at the bottom of the screen. And that's it. Peeps, anything you want to add before we get up out of here, bro?
America, fuck yeah.
America.
You know, maybe want to go watch that. What was that? It was the damn movie with the puppets and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Damn,
I forgot. Is that is something Troopers? No, that's not it.
No. Damn, man, it's from the guys who made South Park.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just forget the name of that joint.
Somebody knows what we're talking about. Hit us in the comment. What movie I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Right. No, that was dope though. Yeah, so we gonna get going. We will see you guys again soon, or you'll see us the next time that you click onto a video with us in it. So until then, be safe and be good.